participants and those who regularly join my live streaming class. I am very sorry to inform you that I am very late, but I am exclusively for class 12 students tonight because their examinations are knocking at the door. Today's topic of discussion is Sonnet 73 by William Shakespeare. By William Shakespeare. I will discuss the probable questions for the fourth semester, class 12. And it's a very important poem for the students, and I hope that all of you will join the class. This poem, Sonnet 73, actually reflects the conflict between time and love. Between time and love, because time is all powerful. It gradually but inevitably snatches physical charm of a human being one after another. So nobody can avoid the ravages of time. But love remains eternal because it is from the of heart. So this conflict between time and love is always reflected in almost all the poems of William Shakespeare. Hello, my dear viewers. Actually, I am late tonight. I was a little busy. Whatever may be the case, let us jot down the questions first. And in the description box, I will give you the probable questions. And I am first discussing the content of the poem. Line by line, I am giving you the content, and later I will give you the probable questions. Ratan Agarwal. Yes, I am very lucky to have you in my live class, and really very happy to have you. Thank you very much. And I feel pleasure that you have joined. Thanking. Let us start. The first line is, that time of year thou mayst in me behold. Here actually Shakespeare is addressing his dearest friend, his friend, philosopher and guide, that is the Earl of Southampton. The Earl of Southampton, who helped him in almost all his work, including the setting up of the Globe Theatre in England. And Shakespeare always admired the beauty, the glory, the physical charm, and all his qualities, and all the qualities of his friends. That time of year thou mayst me in behold. That means in me you can see that time of year. But which is the time of the year? When yellow leaves or none or few do hang. That is transitional time. Sir, what you doing here? Actually, here I am discussing Shakespeare's famous poem Sonnet 73. Sonnet 73, its content and the probable questions for the students of West Bengal Council of Higher Secondary Examination, those who are going to sit for the examination in 2026 in the month of February. Okay? Nothing else. When yellow leaves or none or few do hang. So it is the transitional time when the leaves are losing their greenness and they are dropping down. Some or a few leaves are hanging from the top of the twigs, from the top of the branches, because it is the transitional time. Winter is arriving and the late autumn is departing. So it is the winter time when the leaves are gradually falling down from the trees. A few or none or some leaves are tossing on the top of the tree and they are also about to fall. Human life may be compared to this transitional time, because when the time goes away or fleets away, gradually it snatches all the physical charms of human life of a man. Okay? Among those boughs, here B-O-U-G-H-S, boughs means branches. Where do the leaves hang from? The leaves, the yellow leaves, hang from the branches of the trees, which shake against the cold. Yes, it is the time of winter, it is the winter season, and they are gradually shivering, they are gradually trembling in cold, because north wind is blowing and they will also fall down. Similarly, human life is also gripped by the ravages of time. Nothing can avoid the frowning of time. Nothing can avoid the cruelty and the brutality of time. Time is the devourer of your physical charm. Time is the devourer of your physical attractiveness, and time gradually leads you to death. It is the ultimate end of human life. Okay? Now, come to, it is a sonnet. It is a sonnet, and you know that a sonnet is actually divided into two parts, octave and sestet. The first 8 lines are called octave, and the last 6 lines are called sestet. Last 6 lines are called sestet. In the octave, the poet gives a short or brief description, and in the sestet, the poet gradually comes to the resolution or comes to the conclusion. Okay, this is the general formula of a sonnet. It consists of 14 lines divided into two parts, octave and sestet. And in the octave, you see Shakespeare has divided octave into two quatrains. First 4 lines are a quatrain. Second 4 lines are also a quatrain, and the last 4 lines are also a quatrain, and the last 2 lines are called a couplet. You will have to listen to the live streaming class again to have you the complete idea about Sonnet 73. Let us discuss. I have already discussed what sonnet is, etc., and how Shakespearean sonnet is. Octave divided into 2 parts, that is 2 quatrains, sestet, 1 quatrain, and a couplet. Okay. Now let us see. Bare ruined choirs, CHOIRS. Bare ruined choirs, where the late sweet birds sing. In me thou seest the twilight of such day. Twilight, you know, is the transitional light. It is the combination of 2 lights. That is the light of the day, gradually the sun sets, and the light of the evening time, the crimson light of the sun. Clear? That is called twilight. Bare ruined choirs. Actually, choirs symbolize the church yard or the church when there is nobody in the church, when there is no festival in the church. It is empty, it is vacant. So the trees, the branches of the trees have been metaphorically compared to the empty or vacant churches. Clear? That means, in me thou seest the twilight of such day. That means I am gradually aging, and age has one by one picked up my physical charm or beauty, and I am also, or I may be also compared to the twilight of the day, between life and death. Between life and death, that is the twilight of the day. Clear? As after sunset fadeth in the west. And you know that when the sun is gradually perambulating towards the western horizon, it gives out a color which is as red as vermilion. So after sunset fadeth in the west. So when the sun sets, it means human life also ends. But there is a probability of the rising of the sun again the next day, but there is no probability of a human life to come out again. But according to Gita, reincarnation of soul After the death of a man, you know that soul always exists, and takes another it takes another cage, that is body, for coming to this world. This is the theory of the Gita. But Shakespeare has suggested that in me thou seest the twilight of such day. That is, I am in a position, the position is the twilight, it is the transitional period between life and death. And after sunset fadeth in the west, when the sun sets, when the sun actually drops down in the western horizon, the end of the day starts, and the night gradually captures the whole world. Such is the human life. After the death of a man, again there is only darkness. And after darkness, if there is soul, the soul comes to the world in another body. Okay? Which by and by black night doth take away, death's second self that seals up all in rest. Then what is death's second self? Death's second self means, it refers to the sleep as a smaller version of death. Death's second self means, actually refers to the sleep as a smaller version of death. If you sleep and if you cannot wake up in the morning, you are dead. So Shakespeare has called death, sleep, death's brother. মৃত্যু ঘুমেরই ভাই, ঘুম মৃত্যুরই ভাই. So this theory of Shakespeare, that if you cannot wake up after your deep slumber, you are dead. So he has metaphorically said, which by and by black night doth take away. Gradually, by and by means very gradually, but inevitably. Very gradually, but inevitably will take your soul away after the darkness. Will take my soul away. I shall be no longer in this world. Okay? And death's second self that seals up all in rest. That is sleep, will seals up the rest. That means the rest of your life will be enveloped by the darkness. When you close your eyes, there is always darkness. You cannot see anything. This is the law of the universe. When you close your eyes, you see nothing. So death second self, that means when you sleep, it seals up all. You cannot see anything else, and it is equivalent to death. Clear? In me thou seest the glowing of such fire. But you see in me the glowing of such fire, that is the glowing of my youth. Glowing of my youth. Said, hi. Thank you very much. I am discussing Sonnet 73, composed by William Shakespeare. Actually, it is exclusively for the students of class 12, 4th semester, those who are going to sit. Nothing else. Reading a poem is a pleasurable thing, is a pleasing thing, and I like to read. Whatever be the fact, you see, in me thou seest the glowing of such fire. In me, you can see the fire of youth. Fire of youth. That means, if you divide your life, if you compare your life to the journey, you will see the morning time is the best time, that is the childhood. Then comes your boyhood. Then comes your boyhood, your juvenile time. Then comes your youth. That means youth is the noon time of life. And then gradually comes afternoon time, that is the old age. And it is the age when you will gradually lose everything. And this is the conflict between time and love. Okay? That is the transitional time. Time is all powerful and will snatch all from you. That on the ashes of his youth doth lie. And when your youth burns, it gradually turns into ashes. That means, when you have crossed your youth, what will you find? Only some ashes. Only a handful of ashes. You will find only a handful of ashes. That means your youth has been burnt into ashes. And you will never get back your youth time. Youth time gradually fades away like the setting of the sun. And you will never get back that youth time. What you will find? A handful of ashes. Clear? As the deathbed, whereon it must expire. It must expire means both to die and to burn out completely. To die and to burn out completely. You will die and you will be burned. Your youth, you will be burned to ashes. Okay? This thou perceivest, which makes thy love more strong. Now Shakespeare comes to the resolution. Now Shakespeare comes to the conclusion that you have perceived this fact, that time is all powerful, time can do everything to you, time will snatch away your beauty, your physical charm. No need to be proud of your youth. What remains? A handful of ashes. But you see that this thou perceivest, Shakespeare addresses his friend. Sorry, I am extremely sorry. My apparatus has fallen down suddenly. Okay. When you can perceive this, you can realize this, you can feel this, you can understand this, which makes thy love more strong. Your love for me, your infatuation for me will be stronger, because you have realized the fact that no beauty can last forever. No beauty can exist forever. Okay? And that is why when you will perceive this eternal truth, this permanent truth, your love for me will be stronger. You will begin to love me stronger and stronger because you have learned the eternal fact that no beauty will remain. Shakespeare is addressing his friend, the Earl of Southampton, his friend, philosopher, and guide. Okay? To love that well, and you will begin to love me well because you have realized the eternal truth that time will snatch away everything. Time will not allow you to live forever, and you will die ultimately, which thou must live alone. It means it is the implication of separation. It is the implication of separation due to death, urging appreciation of life. Due to death, you love me, I love you, but both of us will be separated by death. Death will not allow anybody else to live permanently. Death will separate us. That is why we love each other stronger and stronger. That is the essence of the poem. Shakespeare's Sonnet 73. It is a conflict between time and love, and it is the poem on the power of time and the power of love. Thanking all of you. Good night. If you like this live streaming class, you may like, you may comment, you may share, and if possible, subscribe. Good night.